All right, 13 wants you to use the change of base formula. So when you see log base 6 of 7, you're actually going to calculate the log of 7 first. So on your calculator, you're going to hit the log button, L-O-G, then you're going to hit the number 7, and then you have to make sure that you close the parenthesis, because then you're going to hit a division sign, and next you're going to calculate the log of 10. So L-O-G, not log of 10, log of 6. And I usually close my parentheses, but you don't really have to. And then just hit enter. So what you're literally doing is taking the log of 7 and dividing it by the log of 6, which are both base 10 logs. The 10 is invisible, and that's what the LOG button on your calculator does. It only does base 10. And when I did this, I got equal to 1.086033 blah 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 blah. I said round your answer to the nearest thousandth. This is tenths, hundredths, this is the thousandths position, and the next number is a 0. So your answer is just 1.086. And then 14 says, express as a sum of logarithms. Okay, the log rule for this was, if you have the log base A of m times n, that's going to equal the log base A of the m plus the log base A of the n. So in my problem, A is played by the number 4, M is played by the letter X, and N is played by the letter Y. So, let me get a different color here. How about pretty pink? So for this guy right here, it's going to be log base 4 of the X plus log base 4 of the Y. And now I have expressed it as a sum of logarithms. Okay. And next I have another graph. I couldn't get 2 graphs on the same piece of paper the way this test generator works, so I had to rearrange some, because I know we did graphs after graphs like in one section, but it wouldn't fit and I didn't want to waste paper. So all right, so another one, match the graph. This is a y, the basic graph is y is equal to 4 to the x, which, as you know, looks like this. This is what the exponential looks like. However, they have put a negative in front of it. So when the negative is in front of the entire function, it is a reflection across the x-axis. So it's going to look like this, going through 0, -1. And that, boys and girls, is this one right there. Another B. B, 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 B. Okay. Another log rule, express as a product. Okay. The log rule on this one is if you have log base A of m raised to the nth power, that will equal the n times the log base A to the m. You literally take this exponent and it just kind of goes out in front and gets multiplied onto the logarithm. Because really it's an exponent raised to an exponent, which the power to the power rule is multiplication. So I'm going to take my 5 right here, and it's going to go out in front, and this is going to become 5 times the log base A of t. And then 17 says express as a difference of logarithms. And that rule says if you have log base a of an m divided by an n, that's going to be down here. Wrote that too big. The log base a of m minus the log base a of n. This is the logarithm rule. And in this problem, my 8 is where the a is. My 7 is where the m is. And the 11 is where the n is. So I'm going to rewrite this as, my answer is going to be log base 8 of 7 minus log base 8 of 11. And that's my answer. And I'm sticking to it. And then another graph. Okay, now this is a logarithm graph. Now remember, logarithms are inverses of exponentials. So if, oops, didn't mean to do that, sorry. If you have y is equal to, like 2 to the x, this graph here looks like this. Well, the log, the inverse would be y is equal to log base 2 of the x, and this one looks like this. And they're inverses of each other. So we're starting with this basic graph, and when I look at this, it's log base 5, doesn't matter what the base is. There's nothing added to the x, there's nothing added to the logarithm, so it's just this basic graph right here. Which one of these graphs looks like that? That would be A. That looks like that's going through 0 or 1, 0. The y-axis is the asymptote, even though I just totally covered the y-axis with my mess of drawing. But that's it. And I'm going to stop this video.